So let's start. We got 2 games on the schedule. We had the Bengals at the Broncos, and then the early game is the Jets at the Dolphins. So let's start there. And by the way, if you want to bet on these games, we can help you out. You can go for the end zone without breaking a sweat. A Pro Football No Sweat token is yours at BetMGM, and you get your stake back in bonus bets, even if you don't win. Tonight in Miami, where the Dolphins will be wearing their dark water uniforms. The Dolphins are 2.5-point favorites. They're minus 150 on the money line. The Jets are plus 125, and the total is 45. Chelsa Messenger, let me defer to you here. I like a total in this game. I'm not crazy about a side. I might lean to the Jets. I don't believe in the Dolphins at all. It certainly helps New York that they get Justin Fields back at quarterback. But when it comes to a side, not particularly something I'm thrilled about.
I'm not thrilled about it either, but it does make me kind of shake my head that the Dolphins are 2.5-point favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody been watching this team? The defense is a disaster. Tua looks like he's seeing ghosts, and the culture is absolutely terrible in Miami, to where players aren't even showing up on time to meetings, even though they're getting fined. They're still showing up late. So it just feels like Mike McDaniel has kind of lost control of this team. So when you're telling me this team needs to win by a field goal for me to win my bet, I'm not so sure about that. I understand some people are going to say, okay, desperation, they need to win this game. We've seen this story before. Just because you're losing game doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to figure it out just because you're desperate. He's been desperate the whole season. Mike McDaniel, have you seen him? He looks like, he's a dead man walking on the sideline. So when you add Justin Fields to the mix, and we've seen this Dolphins struggle against mobile quarterbacks. I understand Josh Allen is one of one, but Daniel Jones as well in the first game of the season. I think it's going to be a big game for Justin Fields. And I do think if the Jets are playing in a game script that's a little bit more positive than some of their other games, Breece Hall might have a big night as well, because I do think this is a Jets team that wants to run the football. Aaron Glenn said that at the start of the year. He said this is a team that's going to run the football. But the problem is they have been playing from behind in a lot of these games. So I don't think it's going to be the case in this one. But Jenks, I just cooked this up, and word of advice, same game teasers are not the most plus EV bet.
Oh, here we go.
But if you're trying to get creative, Jets plus 8.5 over 39.5. What do we think?
I'll play that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that's a good one, because I like the over in this game, and I like the Jets on the money line, so I'll absolutely play that. Okay. You want to make that a squad play? You're probably going to have some prop bets. I'm not a big prop person, as we know, but I like that a lot. Use that.
Yeah. My one reservation is that it feels like it makes too much sense. And here's where you have to be careful on same game teasers, because one side can be a runaway winner. Say the Jets win this game outright, and you had your 8.5 points that you paid for. But then what about the Dolphins offense? If the Dolphins offense can't get anything going, and Tua looks again like he can only throw to his first read, and usually that read is Devin Achane, and he's going to run it for -3 yards.
Yeah.
There is a problem, and that is a problem with your total at 39.5. I do think we see points in this game, though. It feels like it makes sense, but Jenks, how many plays, quote, made sense over the weekend that didn't hit? As somebody who was on a teaser on both the Packers and the Chargers, neither of those teams even won. So, chaos has been ruling supreme, so I don't feel great about it.
No, I hear you. My card on Friday had 5 plays, and I loved that card. I parlayed them together. I did a ton of research, 2 and 3. Just that's the way it goes. That's sports betting. But I play them again. When I look at this game, I also think one thing you can't quantify is the head coaches and where each team is heading. And look, neither of these teams are good. I get that. But if you're the Jets, you knew it was going to be a long season for the Jets, right? And, well, maybe you could say that about both teams. But the difference is, Aaron Glenn, that great shot of him running down the sidelines last week against the Bucs when they had that blocked field goal for a touchdown, and it looked like they were going to win, and he's doing high knees down the sideline. You know that he still feels like he has this team. It's too early for him to have lost them. Whereas with Mike McDaniel, it's just story after story after story. I mean, look at the guy. He looks like he's ready to take a cyanide pill and end it. He's over this team. They're over him. They're not showing up. They don't play hard. Tyreek Hill or whoever it is wants to be traded. Their secondary is completely different than the one they had last year. They're one of the worst defensive teams in the National Football League. So if you're talking about one team which is motivated versus one team which is not, it's definitely the Jets who are more motivated because they still feel like they're playing for the head coach. I don't know if you can say the same about the Dolphins.
They have major culture issues
in
Miami. So I don't know who they're playing for. Maybe they're just playing for themselves at this point. But I do think from a prop standpoint, as far as plays that like we're going to play in this game, let's start with Justin Fields because I do think he is a big X factor in this game. You mentioned this, the fact that you can get plus 250 on him to score a touchdown, plus 240. That's a great play. You know, he has been a touchdown machine. He has hit this in 50% of his games, and we've seen him have big days against the Dolphins. Like, I know the last time he faced the Dolphins, I can't remember if he was on the Steelers or the Bears, but, like, he had a massive day in that one. And even if you look at his rushing attempts, it's 8.5. I think that desperation certainly goes into this game handicap, and usually when desperation is a thing, that's when we see quarterbacks run the ball even more, especially when you have the legs of Justin Fields. We saw him again against the Steelers have 12 carries for 48 yards. His only other game this year was a blowout loss to the Bills. So obviously you're not going to run your quarterback into the ground when you're not, even close to winning the game. But I do think this game is going to be close, and I do think Justin Fields should get a ton of rain in the run game because why would you not use him? The Dolphins have been susceptible against running quarterbacks, and I do feel like he is the best weapon in your toolbox right now. So why not run him? I think over 8.5 rush attempts is a solid play as well.
Yeah, love that, and especially the anytime touchdown at plus 240 for a running quarterback. Just even if it's not a lot, less than a unit, whatever, a little sprinkle worth your time when it comes to Justin Fields and his legs down in Miami.